Boom! Salutations. Oh, I want to discuss something here. And this is, I think, something that is going to rock the scientific world unless they can keep it sequestered. And this is based on David Pauletti's missing, or not missing 411 UFO connection. Sorry, I was just talking about that a couple of days ago. But actually the Sasquatch Bigfoot DNA testing and evidence that he has. And opposed to me just sitting here and mimicking everything he's saying like a parrot, what I'm going to do is put a link to that video of him talking about this that he released just actually, I think about maybe not even quite a week ago. But he's talking about some things. What I'm going to do is highlight some things that really just caught my attention that he was saying that I think are so valid that it takes a lot of this crap out of it. Man, you can't argue the DNA, all right? So one of the things would be that when dealing with DNA, okay, we have mitochondrial DNA and also nuclear DNA. And the mitochondrial DNA is more gotten from hair and is also deal more with the female genes, all right? As to where the nuclear DNA is the male paternal type of DNA there. And that one's, I think, is sequenced a little bit different. But anyway, so his goal was to get mitochondrial from hair, Sasquatch hair, in which they had some that were sit in, and several of them, including some tartar. They think that a Sasquatch had bit on the like the guttering of a house, chasing after a rodent or something, and it left blood on their mouth, blood and tartar from the teeth. So that's DNA right there, okay? They also have somebody else that shot one and said they had the flesh and sent that in with the flesh and hair. So another sample. And the other way, the third way, which I think is just absolutely ingenious, he was saying that they were using like UPS mail tape, putting it around trees at certain parts, and then putting McDonald's pancakes with a bunch of syrup on them up in the trees, and a way that the Sasquatch lean over and just grab them and then pull, the hair is automatically pulled out. Something that was unoffensive to them, that is not technology that they wouldn't catch the same as putting up cameras and stuff like that. So anyway, they used those samples, and then they put it through this Louisiana crime lab robotic system also. And they spent like $500,000 or more on this DNA testing. And you know what's cool is this robot, and let's see if I wrote down the name of it. It's a HIASEC-EQ that gave it a Q30 rating. And from these samples, they got mitochondrial, because they got actually the pubic, actually the, we call it the hair, the plug inside of it, also the follicle, sorry, getting too excited. The follicle, they have that also, so that from that they got these things that are showing that they're human. The hair is human. It's non-human hair that is registering as human. That is taking it to the whole hybrid thing, all right? The nuclear DNA that they've gotten from these samples look a lot like pubic hair for some reason, Sasquatch hair does, is unknown. And it's unknown, and they've cross-referenced that with what's called GenBank, excuse me, let me make sure I say the word right. People will tear me up, all right? GenBank. GenBank has all the species of DNA known on Earth in that bank, okay? And this father's DNA, male DNA, nuclear, is unknown. That takes us into the star beings, into what really is that, does that come from, and is that why the Sasquatch has these paranormal abilities that no one wants to acknowledge? It also proves that they're people. They're humans to a degree, okay? They're not apes, they're not gorillas, they're not Gigantopithecus, none of these things. They're more like, and we've got people right now that we're called Nawals and different types of shamans and things. They go so far back in history. A lot of them are masters of perception. They've showed us that. Manifested beings to a degree. It's fascinating. And right now, you see that. The Native Americans have been saying forever, they're a tribe. The ancient Africans say that. They're a tribe. A hairy tribe. We used to trade with them. Okay, so this just proves this and takes it in a way that people don't want to admit. that they're some type of people. And they have paranormal abilities. They want to keep them all the ape cape and the ape camp and the gorilla camp and go that route. All right, and that's not what's happening here. You know, he's connected himself. Pauletti's is connecting himself with Scott Carpenter. I followed the work he was doing for a while and how Melba Ketchum was completely discredited. She put that stuff on his website. He was showing that stuff. I mean, that's fierce how they try to discredit her. So with this robotic system that they're using for this, and I tell you what this system is called. It's the Louisiana Crime Lab DNA robotic machine. And that's the one that's like gotten people convicted a whole lot. It's really, really good. And when dealing with that, it's dealing and specializing in non-contamination and decontamination. So that blows this whole thing that, oh, the samples are only human because they've been all contaminated. And that's not true. So that's hard science right now. And I want to see what happens, how this blows up and how this comes to the light, all right? And that Q30 score from that machine is called next generational sequencing. So now you know, and just to look that up, and I'll put a link to David Pauletti's thing on here, him talking about this. And I want to see, you know, quickly, something I was wondering, like, did they do all the different types of Sasquatch? You know, did they all register as that? But I guess all the samples they had, I think he said that's 100 and something, they all seem to read the same with the DNA sequencing. So that's fascinating, you know, so I don't know, you know, if it's all one or two clans or what all they got there, but that's still showing us something. And it's something that not just proves these beings are real, it also proves that they're people. And all we've been hearing is you know, his first few books, and he just put out a 12 actually series on Missing Can-Am about Bigfoot. And you know, he was a Bigfoot researcher just after he was a cop, before he started doing the Missing 411. So he's got one that's about, there's four, I'll put all the books up. But anyway, one of them is, I've seen it, it was all articles. I used to wonder, like, God, why does he have nothing but these really old articles in there? It's because what? They're all saying the same thing, that these are people. So I just think that's, you know, really fascinating. And please subscribe. Make sure I got everything here. So, yeah, that's it. The rest of this you can look up yourself. Listen to his interview, and I'm not going to repeat what he was saying. I just get excited and want more people to learn about it. Share it. Share this video. Please press the button. Press the bell. Also push the notifications thing so you get notified when I put out more information. Thank you, people on Patreon, my loyal supporters there. The only reason I'm able to get these videos done right now is because of them. Thank you very much, and peace to all. Happy 2023. You.